Hello, you're listening to WCBN Sports as we are live from the Crisler Center for the last time of the regular season for Michigan women's basketball. How are you doing tonight, Vinayak?
I'm doing great. It's been a great day, and I'm excited to watch some women's hoops. Big game against MSU tonight.
Yes, we were together on a call 2.5 weeks ago in Evanston, Illinois. Did not look good for the Wolverines. However, they turned it around big time last Sunday at home against Maryland and now look to close out the regular season on a win streak. They played today against Michigan State in a couple moments, and then they'll go play Iowa on Saturday. So they got a busy weekend ahead of them, and they control their own destiny at the moment. They lead the Big Ten standings, but closely followed by kind of a group of Ohio State. You got Indiana's right in there, and Maryland too. They hold the tiebreaker over all those because they beat all those teams, but dropped some unusual ones. Dropped to Michigan State earlier this season, dropped an unusual one to Nebraska, who hasn't been very good. And then, as we mentioned, dropped one in 2 overtimes. Took an extra 10 minutes. But finally lost to the Northwestern Wildcats.
If there's anything good about tonight, Michigan is 13-0 at home. So a game against MSU, your in-state rival at home. I mean, the odds are in Michigan's favor. So we'll see if they can pull this one out tonight. Yeah,
and today is senior night as the last regular season home game. Got a handful of seniors honored pregame. Naz Hillmon, Amy Dilk. We had Danielle Roush and Leah Brown. So it was quite the crew for the Wolverines pregame. With that, the final buzzer sounds, and we prepare to go live with the starting lineups. What do you think Michigan's key to the game is? They lost against Michigan State earlier this season. That was on the road, and it was close. Ended up being a 6-point deficit, but Michigan had to foul at the end there to stay in it. So it was honestly a shot or two difference that could have changed the outcome. Any adjustments that KBA and the Wolverines need to make tonight?
Yeah, for sure. If I'm Michigan, I'm establishing a presence in the paint as early in the game as possible. That's when Michigan's at the best, when you can get Naz Hillmon attacking the paint, Cameron Williams, even Isabel Bergeau. If you can attack the paint and have the paint presence early on in the game, Michigan will do a great job. And what that'll lead to is open shots from shooters such as Maddie Nolan, who's been a sniper for the Wolverines this season.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of paint, too, we'll be keeping an eye on and keeping the listeners updated. Coming into this one, Naz Hillmon has 985 career rebounds. So it's not out of the question she might be able to break 1,000 today. It would take 15 rebounds, which, believe me, is a bit difficult, but she got 11 on Sunday, and she's pretty routinely got double-digit rebounds, so it's not unheard of if she has a monster night to close out potentially her last game at Crisler of her career. The first 2 rounds of the NCAA Women's March Madness are at campus sites, not the sites of the higher teams. So for Michigan, right now they're a 6 seed. If they win out and win the Big Ten tournament, they'd likely at least stay at 6, potentially go up into the top 4 and get a 1 seed. So top 2 seeds get 2 home games, which would be huge. To have Naz Hillmon and the rest of the seniors give one final show to the fans here at Ann Arbor.
Yeah, for sure. And in your Michigan, you've had 2 tough losses at MSU and the heartbreaker double overtime loss to MSU, or Northwestern rather, and a great bounce back win against Maryland. I think for them, they just want to keep the momentum going. They need to keep winning at home, especially come Big Ten tournament time, which is coming up really soon. You always want to be hot in March.
Yeah, exactly. And as we are talking, they are announcing the lineup. And look at this, they got 4 seniors all in there. They got Amy Dilk, Maddie Nolan, Danielle Roush, Naz Hillmon, Emily Kaiser. So with the exception of Maddie Nolan, we got 4 seniors. I'm sure all 4 of them are great and they've been key, but I think that was intentional to put them in the starting lineup for this one.
Yeah, for sure. And it just shows the veteran leadership Michigan has on this team. And that's kind of a reason why they've been so successful this season. The leadership from the seniors, starting from Naz Hillmon, Leigh Brown, they've been able to provide guidance to the young ones. So players like Layla Ophelia players like them, they can develop and learn some things for them. So, I mean, overall, this is a really well-built Michigan team, and I know they're going to make noise in March.
Filial, she's the future of this program.
Yeah.
She's a light-out shooter from beyond. She can move down the court like lightning, strike like thunder. In a very veteran-heavy team, she's one of the bright sides to look forward to in future years. But why look forward to that now when we still got 2 more regular seasons and the big regular season games and the Big Ten tournament and March Madness ahead of us? Last year, the Wolverines went the furthest they have ever gone in program history, making it to the Sweet 16 and losing in a tight one against Baylor, looking to surpass that. And as of now, they're a 2 seed, so that means they're expected to go to at least the Elite 8 if that's any indication. So we got Smith and Hillmon taking the jump coming up as we prepare to start. The ball is in the air, and it's won by Hillmon. Passes on back to Maddie Nolan. Crosses the court to Roush. Roush to Dilk out by the key as the crowd gets loud here. Distributes it over to Roush again, trying to direct the offense. Out to Nolan, looking for an open shot. Into Naz Hillmon, driving towards the paint. Shot is up. No good. Rebounded by Dilk. Can't hang on. MSU takes that one. Hagman brings it down the court. Crowd gets loud. 0-0 here in the first quarter. 9:30 remaining. Got a whistle blown. It's going to be, I believe, a foul on Maddie Nolan in the paint. KBA does not like that.
Yeah, she was wrong place, wrong time. Led to an unnecessary push there.
So looking for the inbound pass, finds open Farquhar. Distributes over to Cloud and goes into the paint. Up, no good. 4 Wolverines were diving for it, and they couldn't get the rebound. Passes out, and MSU drains the first points of the game. 3-0 Spartans. Wolverines looking to bite back. They got Dilk over to Hillmon. Hillmon finds Roush. Crosses to the other side to Dilk. Goes up for a deep 2, up the front rim, rebounded, and looks like a foul. Hillmon is going to, I don't think she'll go to the line for that one. Going to be an inbound. But that evens it up. 1 foul apiece. That was called on Smith for the Spartans. Looking for someone. Inbounded to Nolan in the corner. Deep press. And another foul, I believe, drawn by the Wolverines.
You've already seen this paint presence. Naz Hillmon, she has multiple defenders coming over. She's calling for the ball aggressively. Michigan is really trying to establish themselves in the paint.
And that was on Cloud. And inbound to Hillmon. Back on out to Roush. Trying to get open. Floater to Hillmon. Out, going towards the paint. Tries putting it up. Gets it up. Doesn't even hit the rim. Michigan hangs on to the rebound by Kaiser playing smart ball. Back into Hillmon. Back on one player. Around the back, and it's in. Michigan brings it within 1, 3-2 against the Spartans early in this first one. Spartans hurry, and they just shoot one up quick. Hagman, so it's now 5-2, wasting no time there. Wolverines trying to drive to the paint of themselves. Loses control is Roush, but Michigan will hang on to it. It tipped off the Spartans.
MSU attacking the transition offense there, and easy bucket.
Yeah, easy bucket, and puts the lead back up to 3. Hillmon receives the inbound, goes up for the shot herself. No good, barely graces the rim, rebounded by MSU. Another fast transition play by Clouden. Stuffed by the Wolverines, and she's going to bring it out and slow it down. Pass on to Hagman at the key, directing the offense over to Cloud. Pick set, and she hits the ground. That's another foul on Maddie Nolan. 2 already this game. 7:58 remaining, so it's just a tad over 2 minutes and 2 fouls.
Yep.
That's tough for Michigan's best lights-out shooter.
KBA is not going to be happy with those 2 fouls. Seems
Oh,
like it'd
no.
be very preventable.
Yeah, and especially that one, too. It was just a clean pick and another rough play. Clouden has it, sets another pick, and goes on. Try to get a step back and drives on in. Deep jumper and makes it. Clouden with 4 points already. It is 7-2. Inbound pass to Hillmon on senior night, looking to get some points. Shot is up, and that was an acrobat. Rolls around and goes in. Hillmon has all 4 of Michigan's points.
Almost all Michigan's possessions has been through Naz Hillmon, and she's getting the looks that she wants, so she just has to capitalize.
MSU tries to quickly rebound, goes up for a 3-pointer from Eck. Hits off the rim, no good. Rebounded by the Wolverines, trying to play fast of their own. Pass on out to Dilk, who goes up for a 3. No good. Rebounded by a handful of players. Might be a jump one. Yes, it will. And that arrow is actually pointing towards Michigan State, but now it'll go back to Michigan. Filia is the first to check in. We mentioned that earlier about how she is one of the young presences on the team that is very promising for the future of this Wolverine squad. MSU takes that, and that'll flip the possession arrow as well. It is 7-4, just under 7 minutes in this first quarter. Crowded chanting defense as the Wolverines look to make something happen, and they get a stop. None other than Filia just quickly making a presence known after checking in. Dilk almost loses, but hangs on to it. Who is that even to? Miscommunication.
Yeah.
Hillmon cut in, and Dilk passed out, and it didn't even touch anyone, just went straight into the photographers beyond the baseline.
And it's tough, too, because that was a really great play by Layla Filia with a nice steal, but only to waste the possession over there. But, I mean, Filia comes in with the steal. I mean, she's already making her presence known. So, I mean, the future is definitely bright for Michigan.
Yeah, and I think you got to give some props to the Maze Rage and the crowd chanting defense, getting the energy up. They've been coming as the season progressed, and Michigan continued to be really dominant. They've been bringing the noise.
Mm-hmm.
We got Hagman trying to find a shot. Passes inbound to Eck, and we got some whistle blown. Double dribble. Michigan's going to take it back. Already a handful of turnovers. That's going to be the second turnover for Michigan State. Pass on out to Kaiser. Kaiser over to Filia. Finds Dilk in the corner, fakes a shot, and then distributes over to Roush. Loose ball, and Michigan State's going to pick it up. Farquhar with the fast break. Open basket, goes up, makes it. Michigan has not started the way they would have liked.
If you're MSU, that's what you want. You want to catch Michigan off guard, get them on the fast break where they can't set their defense, and you get those easy baskets.
Michigan trying to slow down. Filia goes up for the 3. Off the back rim, almost goes out of bounds. Filia gets her own rebound. She's everywhere, showing the speed on the court. We saw the steal earlier, and now that self-rebound. Roush drives towards the basket, passes on out. Got some presence in another jump ball, and that's a tough break for Amy Dilk. And looks like the scorers table made a mistake, and it's going to be Michigan's possession.
Yep.
They did not switch over the possession arrow after last jump ball, but we're 4 minutes, 20 seconds into this. Already 2 jump balls. Inbound pass, Michigan can't hang on, and we got another jump ball. So I guess maybe the scoring table was just a bit ahead of us. It's just going to go back to MSU and talk about the turnovers, or I guess not turnover, but just missed opportunity there.
Can't be sloppy with the ball like that. And you don't want MSU to get out to an early lead like this. It's still manageable. Michigan can still make the game, get back in it, but you don't want MSU to jump out to a really big early lead.
Oh, absolutely not. Down 5 already almost halfway through this first quarter. It's not where you want to be against the in-state rival. Got Hageman looking for a pass. Finds Clouden, who fakes a 3, but then hangs on to it. Over to Eck in the corner on the near side. Back out to the key. We got Farquhar looking for someone, a pick set by Clouden, passes over to Hagman. Loose ball, and Michigan gets it. Another steal, that time from Amy Dilk. Passes over to Filia. Open lane, and she is hit hard and hits the hardwood. Wow, you could hear that up from the press box.
Had the potential to be much more worse than what it could have been, but Filia gets up, so.
She shakes it off, and we got another substitution here. We got 2, actually. Nolan's going to come back in for Dilk, and Roush is going to come out as well for Williams. So I guess they're taking the seniors out now. Michigan inbound to Filia. Already took 1 3. It was no good. Fakes it wide open here. Passes over to Roush. Goes up for 3. Bounces around everywhere. Can't hang on. Maddie Nolan's there to get the rebound. Brings it out herself. Passes over to Hillmon. Deep 2 by the free throw line. Hits the front, the backboard. Loose ball, And Michigan State hangs on to it and gets a rebound. Both teams playing sloppy, but Michigan State has the lead. 9-4 with 4:40 remaining in the first. Clouden trying to make something happen. Goes up for three, fools. Williams kind of broke her ankles. No good. Michigan State gets a rebound, passes back out to Hillmon, and that's a three. Michigan State is in the double digits as they lead 12-4.
Michigan's offense failing to get any traction at the moment. I mean, another turnover right there, too.
Yeah, so immediately they went over to the senior Hillmon, and she traveled. Oh. We got a media timeout on the floor. This game is against Big Ten Network, or broadcast on Big Ten Network. So not as many as maybe a network broadcast, but we will get quite a few extended TV timeouts. Michigan just isn't looking good so far. They're being outscored 12-4, and granted, 6 of Michigan State's points have gone from beyond 3, so I feel like Michigan might be able to get in it just as their shooting returns to the mean. But at the moment, you can't be happy with how sloppy they're playing.
No, you really can't. And we, at the beginning, said they want to establish their paint presence, but what has happened is they've almost become one-dimensional in the sense where the ball goes in the paint and stays in the paint. Hillmon, we know, is a phenomenal scorer in the paint, but a lot of the looks that she's getting are contested, and it feels like Michigan can't really generate any offense outside of Hillmon. No one else is taking other shots, and even the three-point shots that they're taking are contested. So if I'm Michigan and I'm KBA, I'm discussing ways to, get players open looks and get them better shots overall, even for Hillmon too. That's why I think they brought in Cameron Williams to even further their presence out in the paint, and hopefully having two centers out there will help Michigan, overall have the paint presence and then the ability to suck MSU in and then, get open looks from three. But for right now, Michigan has really struggled to get any traction on offense.
Oh, absolutely. Struggles is a great word for them. Just they can't get anything going. As promised, we told you we would keep you updated on Hillmon's quest for 1,000 career rebounds. Only one so far, so not quite on pace. But if she gets hot, it's not out of the question. It's still early. As we went into this media timeout, Michigan is down 4-12 with 4:18 left in the first quarter. Okay, here's, I think, a great way to describe the game. Mm-hmm. Michigan State, they're 5 of their last 7 from the field. Michigan, on the other hand, all of their last 4, including 4 turnovers over the last 3 minutes, 13 seconds.
And you can't give a team like MSU 4 turnovers so early in the game. I mean, they may not have the best record in the Big Ten. They're only 14-12, 8-7 in the Big Ten. But, I mean, they're hungry for a win as well. I mean, they won in East Lansing. They've seen this team before. The intimidation factor is almost gone in a sense. And MSU's kind of playing their game. So if you're Michigan, you have to, first of all, not be sloppy, keep the ball secure, ball security, and then, eventually just manufacture an offense that's going to get you open shots.
That is totally correct. And with that, we finish and return to the court from the media timeout. Inbound to Hillmon. Taking it slow down the court. Out by the key, looking for someone, trying to maybe get a defender to move. Pass over to Farquhar, who returns it back to Hillmon. Trying to signal the offense. 12 on the shot clock. Over to Farquhar. Over to Parks, who's in for the first time. Goes to the quarter now. Hillmon just can't get it out. Passes out, hits the front rim. No good. Michigan can't hang on to the rebound. However, they're saying Michigan State tipped it on out. Lucky break there for the Wolverines. 3:49 as Michigan's going to take the inbound pass. Filia gets it into Roush. Over to Williams, who checked in just a moment ago. Back to Filia out by the free throw line. Roush inbound to Hillmon, and it's stolen. Tips out of bounds. And this time it's off of Michigan.
MSU with just some aggressive defense. They're not really letting Hillmon get to her spots, and she's clearly uncomfortable at the moment. So
that's 5 turnovers in the last 3 minutes, 55 seconds. Michigan has yet to score a point during that same time. Michigan State has it. Parks looking for someone open. And we got a whistle, and that's going to be an offensive charge. Wow. Off of Hillmon, that's an unforced error that Michigan could potentially reap.
The defense is keeping them alive at this moment. They've forced turnovers. MSU has shot the ball quite well, but, I mean, it's really just the offense that really needs to pick up here.
We have Dilk checking in for Roush. She's immediately going to take the inbound pass. Over to Nolan, back to Dilk. Great pick set by Dilk to get that. Back out to Nolan for a jumper. Hits off the front rim. Michigan yet to make a three yet today. Dilk gets the rebound, however, and slows it down. Into Hillmon in the paint. Out to Williams, trying to charge, and that's a whistle. I think that might be offensive. And they're actually going to call defensive, so lucky break for the Wolverines. That's going to be on Farquhar for the Spartans. And with that, Michigan still down by 8. 2 minutes, 52 seconds left in this first quarter. But Michigan will go to the line for the first time of either team tonight. Cameron Williams dribbling a couple of times. It's up. Hits off the front rim, no good. That is the points Michigan needs.
Need all they can get.
Second shot awaiting us because it was a foul. It's up. That one's up and in. So 5-12. Michigan does get some points, but it's not as many as they could have hoped for. Michigan is in the bonus after that foul, so fifth foul sends them there in the quarter. 2:50 remaining as Michigan State will take it down the court. The star player, Clouden. Crowd is chanting defense here as Clouden can't get even an inch off of Dilk, and that's a double dribble. Dilk was happy, pointed to the refs and called that, and she got the call.
Clouden may have forgotten that she took an extra dribble there. I think she forgot that she already dribbled the ball, so
yeah.
Michigan lucky there.
Another break, see if Michigan can get any points. They still haven't scored from the field in the last 5 minutes. They got that one free throw. Pass on over to Hobbs, who's checked in right at the moment there. We got Nolan looking for someone open. Passes on into Kaiser. Kaiser back in the paint, puts it up, no good off the rim. Who could hang on to it? It might be a jump one. Michigan State gets it out before the whistle's called. Great heads-up play by the paint from MSU as they try to score on a quick transition play. Clouden can't make anything happen and slows it down and brings it out. Farquhar gets it over to Eck. Drive towards the basket, puts it up, and it's good. It's 14-5. Michigan's offense has been dead in the water this quarter.
Oh, nothing's coming easy for Michigan. MSU's putting a hand up on everything.
Yep, and we got Hobbs. Passes over to Nolan, and another foul. I think it's defensive on Eck. Michigan is in the bonus, so it will send them to the line. That might be the one silver lining of this quarter so far. Hillmon is checking back in for Williams. So one big for the other. Kaiser's going to take 2 shots as Michigan trails 14-5. Late in this first quarter, 1:37 remaining. Crowd goes silent. Couple of dribbles, it's up. Off the front rim, and it goes in. Did that go in? That was a bad angle. I guess it didn't, and neither does the second one. So apologies there. Michigan is 1 for 4. Had a bad angle on that free throw.
For Michigan, you need to get those points. I mean,
yeah, that's 3 points. That's the 3-pointer just leaving on the table. They call it free throw for a reason. They're giving it to you. You should make it. MSU puts up a shot, misses, but gets a rebound, passes on out. Wild shot driving towards the paint as Hagman can't put it in, and Dilk gets a rebound. Here we got Hillmon, goes up and makes it. Finally ends the drought. All 6 of Michigan field goals have been from Hillmon. That is not sustainable.
And you could tell Hillmon wanted to score the ball. She was going to get the ball and score no matter what.
Yeah, Maze Rage is getting loud though. Bringing the noise, bringing the atmosphere here in Crisler. 14 on the shot clock, 42 left in the quarter. MSU has it. Clouden is going to slow it down, trying to milk out the clock for all she could get. Passes over to the corner, 3, deep 2 made, doesn't even hit the rim, wow. Smith puts up a deep 2, can't even make it.
Unfortunate too, it was a wide open look. I thought the ball movement was really clean for MSU, but unable to capitalize.
We got the crowd chanting air ball. It's a pretty decently packed house here in Crisler. Most of the bottom bowl and a bit of the upper bowl is filled. Shot clock turned off as Michigan inbounds at 18 remaining in the quarter. Passes into Hillmon. Back-to-back, one-on-one, goes up and is fouled. Gonna go to the line, see if maybe Hillmon could break the curse. Michigan 1 for 4 rather, so far from the line. As Michigan does that, we see the Maze Rage. They got big cutout heads of all the seniors. Getting the one of Hillmon.
It's an emotional night for them. So, I mean, it is clear there's going to be some rust, but hopefully they can figure it out as the game goes on.
7 fouls already as the shot's up. And that one's drained. Just asked Naz to get the job done. She has, of Michigan's 8 points, she has 7 of them, including everything from the field. Second shot's awaiting us. Couple of dribbles in the air, off the rim. And Naz gets her own rebound. Wow. Passes out, 5 left. Passes over to Naz, drive towards the basket, and an offensive foul. Is that offensive or defensive? It's gonna be defensive, so Naz goes to the line again, wow.
You know, free throws aren't the best way to score. I mean, you never want to be scoring only off fouls, but I mean, Michigan's gonna get back in this game if they can hit their free throws.
So Naz, she missed her second one, hit off the front rim, then the backboard. She got her own rebound, she followed the shot. This one's up and good. Nothing but net there. It is now 9-14. Next one is awaiting us here. Naz dribbles it. 2 on the shot clock, and it's up and good. So now double digits for the Wolverines. 1 second. And in that 1 second, we got another foul called. Wow. And I think that's off Naz. That was unnecessary in my opinion. 1 minute, 1 second, 1.6 seconds remaining in the quarter. What's the point of that? They're just gonna heave a Hail Mary, doesn't even get to the baseline.
And lucky for Michigan, MSU was not in the bonus, so no free points there.
Yeah, and Michigan was. They got 8 fouls drawn. Michigan State committed 8 fouls. Pretty incredible. That was the one silver lining. Michigan, they were 1 of their final 7 shots from the field, but they did go to the line several times. They're not even shooting that great from free throws. They're 4 for 8, and 3 of those are from Naz.
I mean, if you're Michigan, you have to feel kind of good about yourself. I mean, for as poor as your offense has been and you're not able to really score the ball, you're only down 4. And, you know, if you're MSU, that's a little bit disappointing because MSU was they had the chance to pull away. Michigan was in a slump, but it seems like Naz Hillmon is bringing the energy back to the Wolverines. The main thing for me now is the Michigan more than just Naz Hillmon. I mean, as you mentioned, she has almost all of their points, so Michigan's going to need scoring from other players if they want to win the game. And MSU's, their defense has been relentless so far, so that's a big key to watch as the game goes on.
Yes, it is, and Naz Hillmon, 9 of Michigan's 10.
Yeah.
The additional 1 comes from William on a free throw. 2 rebounds for Hillmon, so only 13 away. Gonna have to change it up at this pace, won't be able to get it. We'll get it during the regular season, almost certainly. They go to Iowa City this weekend. And on the court, we got 2 young fans playing basketball tic-tac-toe. They have to make a shot, and then they can put a, chip on the court, I think. There we go. Blue wins on that one. Gotta love these fun games. Really brings the atmosphere.
Yeah, like you said, Crisler Center's quite packed. I think this is the most I've seen personally, and I think
on Sunday they got a little bit more when they played Maryland, but I think second most of the season, even more than that big game against Indiana. And to be fair, it's a Thursday 6 p.m. game. A lot of students are either on break already, or if they're not on break, they have 1 exam and they're studying for it. Anyone who doesn't have a Friday exam probably is gone by now. And if you have a Friday exam, you probably aren't spending Thursday night in Crisler. But even considering that, it's looking great.
Yep. It just kind of shows the trust the fans have in the team now. They're kind of taking notice that this Michigan basketball team has been one of their best women's teams I think, in program history. So, I mean, the fans are starting to realize this and coming out to the games, and they're going to need them too, especially if Michigan wants to make a push for that 1 seed and get that home court advantage, as we were talking about in the NCAA tournament.
As we alluded to, if Michigan is a 1 or 2 seed in the March Madness tournament, they will get 2 home games. I would imagine the whole place would be packed for that. But with that, we begin, and Michigan wastes no time getting it into Kaiser. Kaiser distributes to Hillmon, has all the points. Back on the woman, puts it up and drains it. It's a 2-point game. Naz has 11 of Michigan's 12 as we're in the second quarter here. Hillmon doing it all, putting the team on her back for senior night. MSU trying to rebound. It's been a moment since they've made any points. Passes on out to Hagman in the corner. Kaiser is on her very closely. Passes on to Eck. Over to Clouden now. Star player at the key. 1 on the shot clock, just shoots it up. No good. Hits the rim, however. Michigan gets a rebound. Filia takes that one in. Brings it down the court. Passes over to Kaiser, who immediately puts it up. No good. And it hits the top of the backboard. So it'll be MSU's ball. Michigan not looking good from 3, 0 for 5 to begin tonight. They're normally very good. They got Nolan, they got Kaiser, they got Roush. Even Filia has been able to make some this season. MSU has it now 14-12 as Farquhar is going to have it. Pass over, an acrobatic play, gets it up and in as Smith makes it 16-12, extending the lead back to 4 points. Michigan has it now, brings it over to the corner, passes to Hillmon. Hillmon looking for someone open, but keeps it herself, puts it up and in. Hillmon has 13 points as it's 14-16. All but 1 for Naz, the senior, making an incredible game so far. Keeping this up, she'd have an incredible stat line in her final regular season game at Crisler. Clouden has it in the corner, 12 on the shot clock, trying to get some space, but very tight defense from Filia. Step back 2 and drains it. Clouden finally draining and connecting on these shots. 14-18 has been tick for tat, shoot for shot. Hillmon has it again, goes up, and it's in! Hillmon cannot miss.
Might as well call it Naz Hillmon versus MSU. I mean,
she might single-handedly beat them at this rate.
Yep.
16-18, and Naz has 15 of those points.
Ridiculous.
And we got a foul. And who is it going to be on? I believe Filia. First one and first of the quarter for either team. 7:38 remaining in the first half. Verjao checks in. You mentioned her being an important player. Kind of surprised she didn't get any minutes in the first quarter, especially with how Michigan was struggling so much.
It's definitely something to watch. Michigan's bigs and their rotation and how they're going to use them, especially if Hillmon gets tired and she needs to take a rest.
Exactly. Clouden has it. Passes to Eck, who gets it back to Clouden. Driving towards the basket, weaving between the players, puts it up, and it's good. Clouden kind of taking control as 6 straight points for the Spartans. Michigan trails 20-16. Loose ball, Michigan hangs on Verjao, quickly making it known. Passes over to Hillmon, inbound to Verjao, puts it up and in. Back to 2, and it's now 18-20 as Verjao, I guess, kind of breaks the Hillmon streak. And Clouden just quickly brings it back, steps back from 3 and drains it.
It's getting kind of fun here, back-to-back scores.
Yeah, after such a slow first quarter, it's now 23-18. Michigan down by 5. Over to Verjao, passes to Filia in the corner. Pick set by Hillmon. Goes up, doesn't even hit the rim. Rebounded very quickly by James. And loose ball and stolen. Michigan with a heads-up play there by Roush, getting the steal pass to Filia. Filia goes up for a 3 in the corner, near side, up off the rim, no good. Michigan has yet to make a 3 today. And it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Michigan ball. Wow, so it's 23-18. Michigan going to get another possession. Michigan, so far, they're 0 for 6 from beyond the arc. Uncharacteristic for this team that's normally lights out from 3.
That's an X factor that can change the game. So
I think it might be Nolan being out for so long too because of her foul trouble. Hillmon gets the rebound, inbound pass rather, puts it up no good, and rebounded by Farquhar. So I guess Hillmon ends her perfect streak. Brings it down the court quickly, goes up for a shot and is fouled. That was Hagman. That foul was on Roush. First personal foul, second of the quarter for the Wolverines. Hagman's going to take 2 from the line. Shots up, off the rim, no good. Both teams struggling from the line. That's the first time MSU is gone, but they're 0 for 1. Michigan is 4 for 8. Second one's up and in. So both teams shooting .500. Gets a 6-point lead for the Spartans as it's 24-18. Quickly bringing it down the court. We got Dilk. Pass it to Hillmon, who takes a jumper and drains it. Hillmon just continues to add on. She has 17 on the night. 20-24. Michigan brings it back within 4, as it was most of the second quarter. Farquhar has it behind the 3. Passes over and a foul, this time on Dilk. Michigan's getting sloppy again.
And if you're MSU, Nia Clouden, that's their Naz Hillmon. I mean, she averages 20 points a game, and, you know, we've been talking about Hillmon taking over, but Clouden's also been doing a little bit of a takeover of her own. So it's just phenomenal to see these 2 great players going at it, you know, in this game.
Clouden has 9, tied with Hagman as well. But if it weren't for Hillmon outshining them both, we'd be very talking a lot about that right now. Inbound to Hagman from Farquhar. Passes over to Farquhar, has the lane, goes up for a shot, rolls around and goes in. 26-20, Michigan takes it back quickly. Passes over to the corner to Fulia. Inbound to Verjao, goes up with the hook and drains it.
That's 4 points for Verjao. That hook is deadly. I mean, she did it in Northwestern when Naz Hillmon was in foul trouble. I mean, she's kind of saving the Wolverines here a little bit as well.
Reminds me, I know you're a big NBA fan, of like Robin Lopez.
Yeah, nice
just
hook
with
there.
That sky hook, exactly. 26-22, Michigan trailing by 4. 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Passes into the paint to Parks, goes up, no good. Rebounded by Hillmon, that's 3rd of the night, adding to that tally. Passes to Dilk, who brings it over to Fulia. In the paint, goes up, off the front rim, no good, and rebounded by Farquhar. 4:45 remaining. Michigan trails by 4, 26-22 here in the second quarter. Passes over to Farquhar, wide open. X in the paint, and goes out of bounds. I guess no foul called there.
She was expecting a foul probably.
Yeah, she dove almost. And that's going to bring us to the media timeout. Under 5 minutes left to go in the half. 26-22. Michigan found their mojo back. Let me rephrase that. Naz Hillmon found her mojo back, who is transferring it to the team. So we got Naz with 17, Verjao with 4, and the remaining 1 point from Williams. Complete goose eggs from everyone else.
And you wonder, like, if this is a sustainable approach for Michigan. I mean, they are right now kind of trading baskets with MSU, mainly through Naz Hillmon, but I mean, Naz Hillmon can't be the only player that's scoring for Michigan. I mean, we saw a great play by Isabel Verjao, but there's going to be other players that need to step up. You mentioned how they haven't made a 3-point shot yet. You want to see those to start going down as well. And also, additionally, for Hillmon, MSU is giving her that mid-range look. You know, she's taken 2 shots. She hit 1 of them. I wonder if as she gets more fatigued and has to carry this team because everyone else isn't scoring, if she's going to look to more, you know, shooting the mid-range jumper instead of just being physical and going to the paint.
That's a great point, and I don't know though about like don't fix what's not broken, but we might see it. We got the Maze Rage getting the big cutouts of the seniors. Someone on a whiteboard wrote MVP.
She's been Michigan's MVP.
Yeah, no doubt. I think even everyone in the building, I think she's pretty modest, but she'd probably recognize that she's the MVP. We got the Joe's New York Pizza giveaway right now. Last time of the regular season. Potentially, maybe they'll do it in the postseason. That would be huge to get a NCAA game in Ann Arbor. They'd open the curtains. I bet every seat would be filled.
Yeah.
Especially if it's on a weekend or something. Michigan right now, they will almost guarantee 2 byes in the Big Ten tournament. So almost certainly they'll begin play on Friday. Top 4 seeds get 2 byes. Technically, they still could be 5th just because of how bunched up the top of the Big Ten is right now. But even if they lose this one and the next one, they would need help to get that 5th one. Like a couple other games would have to go a certain way.
Yeah.
So almost certainly playing on Friday at the earliest. So they get a week of rest, practically. They play Saturday against Iowa and Iowa City to close out the season. And then they will rest 5 days and then potentially have 3 more to win the Big Ten tournament crown. At the moment, they control their own destiny for the Big Ten regular season championship. Inbound, Michigan has it. Delk takes it herself, passes outside to Roush beyond the 3. Verjao, cross-court pass, wide open, we got a 3, rolls around and finally goes in. Maddie Nolan breaks the curse, 25-26. It's a 1-point game.
Big shot there. Big shot there to get the first 3 down, and now it's only a 1-point game.
Exactly. So now we got Clouden takes a shot, doesn't even hit the rim, rebounded by Roush, trying to speed it up. Nolan has it again, cross-court pass, goes up for a shot, and drains it again. Maddie Nylon is finally finding the heat. 2 straight 3-pointers, and Michigan has the first lead of the game. 28-26, Michigan up by 2. MSU trying to stop the bleeding here. Eck has it in the paint. Tight, Nolan's playing defense, puts it up, no good. Verjao jumps up, gets a rebound. Michigan gonna slow it down a little bit. Roush has it, passes into Hillmon, goes in, puts it up. Offensive foul on Hillmon. Wow, that stops the momentum there. Bit of a flop in my opinion. But 4th foul of the quarter. Michigan State has not committed a foul yet this quarter. 3:16, so not a ton of time left in the half.
Yep.
But Michigan State, they just need 1 more for the bonus. We got Kaiser checking in for Hillmon. Don't think that's much of a surprise. I don't want the star player fouling out or racking too many up early. Yep. Hagman has it, finds Farquhar in the mid-post on the near side. Clouden passes it, has it in the corner, finds Hagman, goes up for a deep 2 off the front rim. Rolls around and stays in bound, and Michigan State hangs on to it. Trying to pass it around hot potato style. Out by the key is Hagman. Goes for another deep 2, puts it up, falling down, and it goes in. Tie game. 28-28, Michigan and Michigan State neck and neck here. Dilk has it on the near side beyond the arc. Passes to Verjao, finds Roush, fakes a 3, and then distributes. Passes over to Dilk, who goes up for a shot. No good, doesn't even hit it. Great save by Verjao in the paint, going for the rebound. Just has to save it, doesn't hit the rim. Inbound to Verjao, can't hang on to it. Steps out of bounds, or travel is what they're saying. Verjao exchanging some words with the ref, saying the defender kind of pushed her to make her take that extra step. Even if it wasn't a travel, she would have stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
So I don't know what she was arguing there. The game is tied at 28 with 2:14 left in the first half. Michigan needs a win, and they have a lot of the momentum after those 2 quick 3s from Maddie Nolan. MSU has it, barely able to hang on as Smith. Loose ball on the court, goes to the ground, and a jump ball. This time it'll go towards MSU, but it will flip the arrow.
These last couple of minutes are going to be really important for Michigan. Naz Hillmon on the bench. We saw Maddie Nolan hit a couple 3s. Now it's on to the rest of the team. You know, can they make up for what Hillman's done so far?
Exactly. Hagman's going to inbound it. Looking for someone open. Very tight defense being played. Finds Clouden, star player. Tries to find a lane, can't find it. Cross-court pass, barely hanging on his Hagman. Inbound in a loose one. Verjao gets fingers on it, but unable to do it. Shot clock violation, but Michigan gets the rebound anyway. Passes over to Roush, who's going to slow it down. 1:40 left in the half. Finds Dilk in the corner. Verjao has it now. Nolan calling for the ball in the corner, and that's just an errant pass by Verjao. Looking for Kaiser, but unable to connect. Quick break there by Hagman. puts it up and drains it. Michigan has a scoring drought now for the last 2 minutes as Michigan State retakes the lead 30-28 with 1:14 left in the half. Shot up for three from Roush and no good. Loose ball, however, for the rebound and a jump ball. Wow, look at that heads-up play. It looked like Michigan State was just going to hang on to it. Yeah. But Roush followed her shot, dove for it, forced it a foul. We got Williams checking in for Verjao.
Those are the players you're going to have to make if you want to win this game. I mean,
yeah.
MSU had the rebound. Michigan knows it's the possession arrows in their favor, and just be aggressive with it.
Fight for it, exactly. Inbound pass. Michigan's going to have another possession here. Gets into the corner, finding Nolan. Passes into Williams, who just checked in, and is fouled. On the shot, too, Wilson Williams to the line. She's 1 for 2 from the charity stripe today. Michigan looking to tie it up with exactly 1 minute left in the half. It's 30-28. Michigan State is leading as Crisler gets quiet. Dribble, shot is up, and it's good. 1 point game, 29-30. Michigan trailing. Shot is coming your way, dribbling up, and that one's drained as well. So with that, tie game once again with 1 minute remaining in this first half. Hagman's going to take it down the court. Curious to see if they burn out as much time as they can. Finds Eck. Eck gets it to Clouden with a spin move, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by the Wolverines. Dilk gets out of trouble and passes it out. Let's go Blue Trance in the crowd. 31 seconds remaining. Dilk has it. Going in for the shot. It's up and it's good from Kaiser in the paint, and Michigan retakes the lead 32-30. Shot clock is turned off. I imagine Hagman and the Michigan State Spartans will keep it for the last shot. This crowd is getting loud. Passes over to Clouden. Clouden trying to drive and a foul. And Michigan State's in the bonus. 3 seconds left. That was totally unnecessary.
That's one way to silence the crowd. Get a foul. Everyone now back to their seats, sitting down.
Exactly. And 3.3 seconds left. So literally no foul. They likely wouldn't even gotten a shot off. Yep. Now you're giving them 3 points to potentially tie it up. First shot's up, and it's good. 1 point game, 32-31. Michigan State down by 1, but one more shot coming up. 3.3 left in the half. Takes a dribble, goes up as Clouden, and drains out 1-2. Tie game is 3.3 seconds. Inbounds it. We got a heave. It's up, not even close. Gotta love the effort, though, from Roush. Yep. So there we go at halftime. It's been a roller coaster, but it's tied at 32. This in-state rivalry making a really fun one here in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, and I think, almost all the games Michigan's played against MSU in this rivalry have been single digits, so this is quite fitting that it's tied at halftime, and what a crazy game overall. I mean, Michigan was dead in the water on offense until Naz Hillmon just brings the team to life, almost single-handedly brings Michigan back in the game, and now they went back and forth a little bit. Tied game, but the real key thing is, can other players outside of Hillmon wake up? We saw a little bit of flashes. Nolan hit some threes. Some players were able to make their lives, Verjao, for example, but Michigan's going to need its other players to wake up if they want to win the game.
You're completely correct, and I think there was a moment about halfway through the second quarter where I thought Michigan might be able to run away with it and put some space between them and the Spartans. But then Naz Hillmon racked up a foul. It was kind of on a meaningless play, too. Like, it was on an inbound pass trying to get greedy there. But KBA took her out, and then without Hillman's presence on the court for the rest of the half, Michigan couldn't really keep their foot on the gas.
Yep, and like you said, I mean, KBA's got to be smart about how she uses Hillmon in the second half. I mean, foul trouble is definitely something she's going to tell Hillmon to stay out of. Maybe not be as physical as she needs to be, because Michigan's going to need her as much as they can in the second half. So it's going to be interesting to see how they use Hillmon on defense. But overall, yeah, Michigan has a lot of work to do. They need to wake up. But if you told me that the rest of the team was shooting like the way they did and they're tied at halftime, I think they'll take it. So
yeah,
hopefully we see a better second half from the rest of the team.
I've got to give the props to Maddie Nolan. The team was down bad, and they quickly got the spark. Just 2 straight threes, one from the far corner, one from the near corner.
Yep.
Who was able to get the crowd going and give the team a jolt they desperately needed.
Definitely, for sure.
I've pulled up the box score. Hillmon has 17 of the 32 points. For a while, there was a point in the game she had 15 of the 16 points of the team. It was absurd. Once she racked up the fouls and got some more time on the bench, other teammates scored, which is probably for the best. You don't want it that concentrated. But 17 and 1/2 is awesome, plus 3 rebounds. Doesn't look like she'll be able to break 1,000 tonight at home, but will almost certainly do it on the road. She has 987 at the moment. Or, pardon me, 988 at the moment, so 12 away. And I guess she could do it in the half, but would have to be one miraculous second half.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. I bet you Naz Hillmon cares more about getting the W than about her rebound record. So if she can score like 30 points in this game and get a W, I'm sure that'll mean everything to her, especially on senior night, family attendance. I think that's really what Michigan's after.
Exactly. And here's what I'm wondering. So you're a big NBA guy. I'm a big NBA guy. We see sometimes when some of the younger players are close to getting a double-double or a triple-double.
Yeah.
Like the teammates kind of press and let the player get the rebound, kind of box out for them. Do you see Michigan maybe doing that if they get a big lead late in the game for Hillmon?
I think so. I mean, if the opportunity's there, let's say she's at like 10 rebounds and she would need 13, maybe. But I mean, if she's at 5 rebounds, I think you have to play the game. From the way the game's gone, I don't know if Michigan pulls away. So I mean, whatever they can get. But I mean, if they get in the big lead, I think you have to. I mean, Hillmon is the foundation for this team. She had 50 points in that game last season. She's just carried it over this season, averaging 20 points. One of the best players in the country. I mean, the Big Ten in general just has some phenomenal players, but I think Hillmon, she's the foundation. I think the team, at the very least, could let her get a couple of rebounds to get that 1,000.
She's a senior. This is senior night.
Yep.
But she is a leader in every sense of the word for the team. The team respects her. They respect her work ethic, her talent. And I think they'd be more than happy to maybe give her some stat padding rebounds to get her the 1,000 at home on senior night in front of the parents.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Speaking, you mentioned how stacked the Big Ten is. We got, obviously, Naz Hillmon's incredible. The other best player in the Big Ten was Caitlin Clark. Michigan's going to face off against her on Sunday in Iowa City. Last time they played, Michigan was up by 20 midway through the third quarter. Caitlin Clark just went on like NBA 2K mode, just could not miss for like 5 straight minutes. Brought it within 4 points. Michigan was able to hang on barely at the end. Final score was 96-90.
I don't know if we're going to get to 96 points in this game. I mean, this shows you how phenomenal of a player she is. Also, Veronica Burton from Northwestern, phenomenal player as well. She's a senior. I mean, she handed Michigan a loss 2 weeks ago in double overtime. And then even MSU. I mean, Clouden, she's a phenomenal player. She's 15th in the country in scoring. I mean, there's a lot of talent in the Big Ten. Even though the records may not be the best for these teams, I mean, the Big Ten is loaded.
Yeah. WCBN, we have a couple exciting weeks of programming for you. So this weekend, not too much. We got a men's lacrosse game on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we got the men's basketball game against Illinois. That would be a huge one for the Wolverines if they could take that. Then they play Michigan State, the rescheduled one for the men's basketball, still without Jawan. Have a game against Iowa senior night later next week we'll be covering. And then they finish the season on the road against Ohio State. WCBN will be covering all the home Michigan men's basketball games for the rest of the regular season. We're still working on the logistics and the scheduling for that final away game in Columbus, but we're hoping to maybe cover that one too. The question becomes, after that, we got the Big Ten tournament down in Indy.
Yep.
Both the men's and the women's. The men's one starts on the 3rd of March, that Wednesday. Is that the 3rd or the 2nd? Whatever that Wednesday is. I think that might be the 2nd now that I'm saying it. But it goes through Sunday. So Wednesday through Sunday. The bottom 4 seeds, they play that first day, and everyone else gets a bye. Then the next bottom 6 seeds, they play the following day against the winners of the first night, as the top 4 gets a bye. And then the top 4 teams play on Friday, getting the double bye. And that's the same format for both the men's and the women's, single elimination. 2 byes for the top 4, 1 bye for 5 through 10. Michigan's women's basketball team almost certainly getting the 2 byes. They control their own destiny for the regular season crown. That would be an epic way to cap off the season, is to put a banner up in the rafters. Michigan women's basketball team has never won a Big Ten tournament. They've been playing the Big Ten women's basketball tournaments for 20 years now. Michigan has yet to get a single win. That's going to be something to keep an eye on. This year might be the year if they click at the right time down in Indiana. WCBN will be sending broadcasters to every Michigan game. Hopefully they'll get 3 games out there. Our very own Amer Bektas, who's going to be joining us in the second half, will be going. And then we'll also be going for the men's tournament too. It's going to be myself, Amer, Zachary Linfield, and Jared Greenspan. So a great slate of broadcasters for both tournaments. And then finally, the hockey season is coming to a close. Michigan's men's hockey team has 2 games on the road this weekend. They have one tomorrow, one Saturday in South Bend. Unfortunately, we're not covering that. The personnel with the spring break coming up made that pretty tough. But Michigan right now is the top seed in the Big Ten for hockey. And the top seed gets a bye in the first round of the tournament, and then we'll get home field advantage for the rest. So we'll be covering pretty much any game in the Big Ten hockey tournament that Michigan plays in. And then the Frozen Four, we're still trying to look at where Michigan might play on the road for hockey. Unfortunately for us broadcasters, it's not exactly the most convenient locations on the road for the regionals in hockey. They got one in Allentown, PA, Albany, New York, Worcester, Massachusetts, and Denver, Colorado. They couldn't even throw them a bone. 3 of the top 15 teams are in Michigan, with Michigan, Michigan State, and Western Michigan. Give it regional in at least Chicago, Indianapolis, if not Detroit. Why is the nearest one in Allentown? It just doesn't make much sense. But we'll try and get transportation. We'll see which regional. Almost certain Michigan qualifies for the NCAA hockey tournament. As we were talking about earlier, for the women's basketball tournament for the NCAA, so that's following the Big Ten one, we have selection Sunday. And then Michigan, assuming they're a top 2 seed, which they, as of now, they're ranked 6th in the nation. So they are on track to get that. They will get 2 games at Crisler that WCBN will cover. And it'll be a loud one here. Packed house, I guarantee it, for both of those. And then the men's tournament. As of right now, Lenardi has us last 4 out. But we had that win against Rutgers that many folk, myself included, were not quite expecting. Michigan might be in the play-in game, playing in beautiful Dayton, Ohio, against potentially Creighton or one of the other bubble teams. If that is the case, WCBN will just go straight down 75 and cover that one from beautiful Dayton, maybe stop by the Pine Club when we're in town. But with that, we're going to take a quick halftime intermission. We'll be back in 3 minutes or so with second half coverage of this in-state women's basketball rivalry, Michigan State. Be back in a moment. Welcome back to WCBN. Second half coverage of the Michigan women's basketball team on senior night coming your way in 1 minute and 30 seconds here from the Crisler Arena. Joined by a new broadcaster by my side, Amer. How is it going?
Oh, it's fantastic. You gotta love it. We're watching the Naz Hillmon show out there tonight.
Yeah, you gotta love it. She's putting up an incredible stat line, and she spent a lot of that second quarter on the bench. So
Yeah.
I could only imagine what she would have done.
Yeah, if you look at just that first quarter, Naz Hillmon had 9 of Michigan's 10 points. And then she scored the first 15 of 18 points until Maddie Nolan was able to hit that 3 for the Michigan Wolverines. And, you know, right now we're tied at halftime heading into the second half. And between these two, when they went to East Lansing, it was a similar thing other than Michigan State came out on top. So time to see what Kim Barnes-Rico and staff have in store for us in the second half, as it's basically a fresh game.
Yeah, and it looked like Michigan had the momentum, at least at the end of that first half. The first quarter was not for them. I don't think I'm not taking a leap when I say that. But by the midway of the second quarter, you mentioned Naz Hillmon, Maddie Nolan finally getting some shots. The offense got going. And they were going to go into halftime with a lead, but then surrendered unnecessary foul.
Yeah, a late foul by LaFilia. Questionable foul, to say the least. But nonetheless, we're tied at 32. Should be an energetic and fun second half as they're playing Pump It Up over the airways here in Ann Arbor.
I don't know about you, but I think they should keep that to football.
Well, what they're trying to do is continue that momentum from football.
If it works, I'd happily listen to it. But and we're back into the second half. MSU has a possession arrow, so they will begin with this one. Crowd is now on their feet, at least the Maze Rage section is. Got Clouden going to have it now for the Spartans. Passes to Eck in the corner. Over and a shot is up, no good. Rebound right there by Kaiser. It's still going to remain tied. Dilk has it now. In the second quarter, Hillmon takes a deep two and drains it. Hillmon just continuing to add on to her stat line. That makes it 19 on the night in this third quarter, just early. 19-10 remaining in the third as MSU is going to take possession of it. Loose ball, but we got Farquhar and passes over to Clouden, trying to get some room, going towards the paint. Breaks through, weaves through, and going to take it inbound. We got Kaiser finding it to Dilk, who's going to slow it down, bring it down the hardwood. Finds Kaiser again. Very loose press being played by MSU. Over to Hillmon at the key, fakes a three, but she brought it back in. Passes over, shot up, no good. Rebound, however, by Kaiser, puts it in now. Michigan takes the lead by 4 now, largest lead of the night, 36-32. 8:20 left in the third. Farquhar has the basketball at the key right now. Hillman's playing very tight D, forces her to push. We got Eck taking it now as Farquhar gets it back up for a deep two. Hangs on to it, though. 5 on the shot clock. Eck is looking for a shot, puts it in the air, doesn't even hit the rim. Hillmon gets a rebound, that's 4, adding to the tally. Quick one, passes over to Nolan, up and no good for 3. No good, they're gonna call that a foul on the floor on Michigan State, but it's not a shooting foul. Kaiser was going for the rebound there.
Yeah. Yellow flag on that one as Kaiser was held under the basket. Maddie Nolan shooting up the 3. Kaiser going up for the rebound, just being held down, was not able to get the rebound, but Michigan retains possession, resets the shot clock to 20.
Yep, inbound pass over to Roush. Finds Nolan in the corner to Hillmon, driving towards the basket, distributes it out. Almost an errant pass, but hanging on to it's Kaiser. 5 on the shot clock, puts it up, in and out, hits the rim, but no good. And Michigan State gets a rebound. Hagman has the ball. Brings it down the court herself. Brings it back out to the logo, almost at midcourt now. Passes over to Farquhar. Looking for an open woman to pass to. 1-on-1, shot is up. And that one's good for Michigan State. Makes it a 2-point game, 36-34. Crowd's loud. Hillmon has it now. Looking for some quick points in the paint. Puts it up, and it's good! Hillmon with 21 as it goes back up to 4. It's 38-34. And we got Hagman trying to slow it down and get composure for her teammates who are awfully tired, it looks like. Parks has it in the paint, passes out to Hagman. Off the backboard, no good. Rebounded by Kaiser. Gonna pass over to Roush. Roush finds Dilk, who fakes a shot. Inbound to Hillmon, who had an open shot, but she didn't take it. Now she does. That one's good. Hillmon cannot miss. 23 as Michigan leads by 6. Largest lead of the game, 40-34.
Hillmon is now 10 of 16 from the field with 23 points, and you mentioned earlier now 4 rebounds.
It's absurd. 6 minutes remaining. Shot is up, no good from MSU, but it is a foul. Gonna send him to the line. First foul on Michigan of the quarter. As we got Clouden going for the free throw. She's 2 for 2 from the line so far. Both teams kind of struggled, especially Michigan. 6 for 10 for Michigan from the line. Shot is up. That one's money. It's going to make it now a 5-point game, narrowing Michigan's lead. 35-40. 6 minutes, 5 seconds left in the third. Band is loud behind the Michigan State basket. It's up, and that one's good as well. So now it's back to a 4-point game. Clouden's perfect, 36-40. Dilk receives the inbound pass, brings it down the court. Over into the corner to Kaiser. Looking for someone open on the near side. Passes into Hillmon, who distributes back on out. Over to Kaiser, who moved. Hillmon open for three. They don't even cover her. They know she's not taking that shot.
I wish she would.
I guess so. Kaiser takes a deep three and drains it. Deep two, rather. So a foot on the line, so almost a three, but just barely a two. It's going to be 42-36 as Michigan leads over Michigan State with 5:26 left in the third. MSU has it. Eck trying to look for someone open. Passes over to Farquhar beyond the arc. Clouden at the key. Tight defense played by Nolan. Can't give any space. 6 on the shot clock. Puts it up and drains it. Wow.
Wow, the net didn't even move on that shot.
Yeah. Clouden is on point, but it might not matter with the day that Hillmon's having. Speaking of Hillmon, in the paint right now, looking for a pass. Blind pass finds Kaiser. Gets it over to Dilk, to Nolan, back to Hillmon. Goes up for a shot, hits the rim, no good, but fouled.
Yeah, Hillmon would be going back to the line. Just 3 of 4 tonight from the charity stripe.
And the one she missed, she did get her own rebound.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even all bad, and they ended up getting points on that possession anyway. 4:51 remaining in the third, so that's going to take us to the under 5 media timeout. BTN is covering this one tonight. So going to be a handful of media timeouts. What do you think KBA is telling her team right now?
Just to basically continue what they're doing, and right now, as long as Naz Hillmon can be dominant on the block, just roll with it. But that fourth quarter is going to be a tough one because eventually Michigan State will be able to shut down Naz Hillmon down there. So you got to look at players like Maddie Nolan to really open up the floor and shoot those threes. And even if Michigan's able to establish their threat behind the arc, they don't have to shoot it all the time, because if they're opening up the space on the floor, they can open up windows for Naz Hillmon to go back down low on the post, or even somebody like Danielle Roush or Kaiser to drive to the basket.
Hillmon with 23 as we still have 15 minutes of play left in what could potentially be Hillman's last game in Crisler Center. If Michigan continues winning, they will get some more in the postseason. But definitely this is going to be her last regular season. Hillmon is going to get drafted potentially pretty high. I wouldn't be surprised a top 10 pick.
Yeah, I think she's projected into the top 10 of the WNBA draft coming up this spring. And, you know, it's well-deserved. Naz Hillmon has had a fantastic 4 years at the University of Michigan. I mean, you can look at right now, she has 23 points, and you still got a quarter and a half left to play. So don't be surprised if Naz can somehow get into the 30-point range tonight.
In this media timeout, I know this is a women's basketball game, but what's your thought on the men's basketball interim head coach? I know you were watching that game pretty intently the other night.
I'll just go off of what Phil Martelli said last night, that it wasn't just him, that it was also his assistants like Saudi Washington. And I actually ran into Coach Washington coming into Crisler today. It's a team effort, and I love how the team is buying into like that bad boy mentality. I mean,
like Fab Five almost.
Yeah, exactly. So could that Wisconsin game potentially be a turning point for Michigan? We can only hope so. But it's all got to start out with like Caleb Houston, because Michigan has really struggled to find a solid threat behind the arc. And, you know, Michigan has yet to lose a game when Caleb Houston is shooting above 40% behind the arc.
I agree, but I'd be wary to put too much stock into a game against Rutgers. That's all I'm going to say. They're not exactly a powerhouse.
They'll be tested on Sunday, that's for sure.
Hillman's going to take the shot from the line. First one's up. No good off the back of the iron. Going in that media timeout, she was fouled on a shot, so sends her to the line. Second one awaiting us. Dribbles. It's up, and that's money. So it's going to extend the lead, and Hillmon extends her point total, too. Crowd getting loud as MSU takes possession. Hagman kind of distributes it out, just barely threads the ball over. Shot is up by Parks, and it's good. 40-43, so Michigan State is hanging in this. We got Hillmon trying to take control, looking for an open teammate, can't seem to find it. Finally distributes out to Roush on the near side beyond the arc. Hillmon has it back, loses it, and that's going to be stolen. Farquhar is driving down the court quickly, trying to get the transition play. Over to Clouden, one-on-one, steps back and passes to Eck. Eck looking for a shot or potentially anything. Over to Hagman, and it's stolen by Filia. That was a pass, and it was just right to her. Filia on the fast break puts it up, and that's going to be a foul.
Yeah, the freshman Layla Filia has come up huge for the Wolverines this season. As the season has gone on, she's consistently gotten more time. Kim Barnes-Rico is able to trust her to be in those really tight situations. I mean, this is the third quarter. Michigan's only up by 3. Both teams have been going back and forth as Filia is going to go through the free throw line.
We got Kaiser checking out and Verjao checking in. Shot is up and no good. Michigan just struggling from beyond the arc. Right now they're 7 for 13. Next one's coming up. And it's up. And that one finally goes in. It's going to be 44-40 with 3 minutes 55 left in the third. MSU's going to inbound it down by 4, but MSU has still been sticking in it. Michigan's offense finally ignited, but the Spartans aren't letting them be down and out just yet. Pass over to Parks at the key, just a step in. Inbounds looking for Smith. Deep 2, no good. Rebounded by Verjao. Huge presence of the paint. Verjao and Hillmon together. Speaking of Verjao, she has it out by the key. And is that a foul? I believe so. It's going to be a knee on Smith.
Verjao and Hillmon have a combined 7 rebounds of the team's 25 tonight.
Yeah.
So just a dominant post presence.
I've been fascinated with the fouling situation. I'll explain that at the next break and play. Inbound to Roush, trying to get some open space. Hillmon has it now. Goes for a shot, no good. Doesn't even hit the rim. Rebounded by MSU. 3:17 remaining in this third one as MSU brings it down the court. Started Clouden with 15 points. Looking for some more. Driving towards the basket. Weaving through Michigan. Goes up and is fouled. And KBA does not like that. She jumps off of the bench and starts yelling at the ref.
Yeah, KBA stating her case that there was the exact same play just down on the other side, and they did not call a foul, but they called a foul down on this end of the floor. We
got Farquhar inbounding it quickly, passing out for 3, no good. Rebounded by Smith for MSU and finally puts it in. So it's going to be 42-44 as Michigan leads by only 2 now. They've had the lead for a while, but it hasn't been any more than 6 at the most. Filia out by the key, trying to get open. Passes over to Nolan. Stepping back, looking for some space, can't find it. Verjao now by the free throw line. 7 on the clock. Passes over to Roush, driving towards the basket, goes out of bounds. Let's see who it went out on. And it's going to stay with the Wolverines. 3.8 seconds left on the clock. So not a ton of time, maybe just a catch, a move, and a shoot. Inbound it to Verjao. Pass to Hillmon, can't put it up. And it's rebounded by Michigan State. Taking it slow, Clouden. And it's stolen by Filia once again. Forcing these turnovers, the young star. Pass over to Nolan for a 3, no good off the front rim. Rebounded by Hillmon, puts it up and puts it in. Hillmon with the rebound and points right there, extends it to a 4-point lead as Hillmon now has 26 points rather, and 6 rebounds. So she's racking up the numbers. Good foul, good heads-up play by Nolan right there. Eck was just hanging on to it, and Nolan reached in, tipped it out of bounds. So it's going to remain with MSU, but it'll allow Michigan to reposition.
Yeah, Hillmon's already above her average in points. She's been averaging around 19 points this season, and she has 26 already tonight.
Yeah, this has been a season best game so far. MSU driving is Clouden. goes in for the shot and makes the layup. Clouden has 17 as it goes back to a 2-point game, 46-44. Michigan has it. Filia rolls around on all sides of the rim. Lila Filia drains it, the young star who's been making her presence known second half of the season, 48-44. It's been a shoot-off pretty much, just back and forth trading points. We got Hagman taken out to the logo, trying to slow it down. Clouden sets a pick, passes over to Eck. We got Nolan on Eck, the two deep threats kind of covering each other this whole game. 5 on the shot clock. Out by the baskets, Clouden. 1. Can't get a shot off. Shot clock violation.
So that's it's a cool thing to have a turnover. We're going to come back to this one. This could be a momentum shifting type of play. Wolverines able to force the 30-second violation. They're going to get the ball with under a minute left in the third quarter. They're only up by 4. If they're able to get points here after that stop, it could be huge for the Wolverines.
Absolutely. Inbound pass to Dilk, who finds Filia. Filia driving towards the basket, weaving, and it's going to be a travel. So I guess not. But Michigan up by 4 with 50 seconds left in the third. Trying to put their foot on the gas and really just accelerate away from this one. Crowd's getting loud for the final minute. If MSU plays their cards right, they could maybe get a 2-for-1, but they'd have to make something going quick. We got Hagman passes inbound to Farquhar. Back out to Hagman, fakes a 3, dribbles towards the basket, Euro step up, no good. Goes out of bounds, and it's going to stick with MSU.
Initially, it looked like that should be Michigan ball, but they're going to give it to the Spartans.
28.2 left in the quarter. Michigan up by 4, 48-44. Spartans are going to inbound it. And there we go, finding them in the corner. We got Clouden. Clouden over to Farquhar, trying to milk as much of the clock down, only an 8-second differential between shot and game clock, not giving much time for the Wolverines. Clouden has 3 women on her. Can't get open, steps out of bounds, and Michigan forces a turnover.
Michigan's defense has been ferocious these last couple of possessions. With 11 seconds left on the game clock, no shot clock, Wolverines will be able to have the last shot.
Yeah, 10 seconds left in the quarter. Inbound to Dilk. Gonna have to make something happen fast. Filia goes for 3. Off the rim, no good, and that's gonna be the end of the third. 10 minutes remaining, Michigan up by 4 with a comfortable yet not demanding lead so far in this one.
It almost feels like the Wolverines are, leaving or missing opportunities out there on the floor to really pull away from the Spartans tonight. Those last couple of possessions, they get it done on the defensive side of the ball, but then when they're on the offensive attack, they're really struggling to get points, and you got to give credit to also MSU's defense. You have Parks, who is guarding Naz Hillmon down low on the block, and she's just been doing a fantastic job. It's just nobody has stepped up for the Wolverines quite yet. Nolan has 6 points, Filia with 3, and Kaiser with 6. Naz Hillmon with 26 points, so,
Exactly. Hillman's taking this game into her own hands. It's going to be a senior day she will never forget. She's going to be going places.
Side note, how is Zach Corson on the court right now?
I don't know. They needed someone for this game. He's going to take some fellow WCBN broadcaster looking for a chance to win some shoes. Has a free throw, and he misses the first one. I saw it. I didn't realize it was him because he has his mask on, but I'm like, is that Zach? Second one he misses.
2 free throws. He gets the front of the iron. Let's see if the third one's the magic one.
Third one's up. No good.
Off the back iron.
Korzen is a manager for the men's team. I guarantee you the players and other managers won't let him live that down.
No, we won't at WCBN. Next meeting, that's the first thing.
What?
First
Who
point
says
on the
next
agenda.
meeting? I'm going to send a text right now in the group chat. Yeah. It's the T-shirt toss now. Gets the crowd loud and pumped. Nothing really gets fans on their feet quite like free apparel. We got the cheerleaders just showing off their arms. Maybe get Coach Bakic in here looking to scout some new relievers for the baseball team. They could really use it.
You mentioned spring sports softball. They're supposed to be playing against Army tonight at the Duke Invitational, but I don't know if they've left Detroit Airport yet. They've been grounded. Coach Hutchinson sent out a tweet out to Delta like, yo, why haven't we left yet?
You don't want to leave the service members waiting down in Durham. WCBN not covering that softball tournament, but we'll get some later ones when they come back to Ann Arbor. Very excited for the baseball and softball season.
Yeah, plenty of fun and exciting series coming up for Michigan softball and baseball. I mean, plenty of excitement the whole entire month of March for WCBN and our broadcasting schedule.
Yeah, the overlap of the spring and winter seasons with playoffs and early season tournaments always makes it a packed one. As we begin the final 10 minutes here, inbound by MSU and an early whistle. I believe that's going to be on Filia. Or Hillmon, wow. Third personal foul, so not quite in foul trouble, but she might be a little bit abrasive late in this game. Arrow does flip to Michigan after that inbound pass. MSU deep two from Clouden, no good, in and out. Rebounded by Roush, passes over to Filia. Trying to weave through MSU, brings it back out for some space. Pass over to Roush. Hillmon has it at the key. They're not even pressuring. They know she's not going to take that one either. Goes up for a shot, and that one's good by Filia for a deep two. Michigan extends their lead to 6.
So keep an eye on Hillmon. Now that she has 3 fouls, we've got to see how aggressive is she going to be the remainder of this quarter with the full 9 minutes left.
Yeah, and the game's not out of hand yet. You can't just foul out. That would be very costly for the team. We got Clouden has it, under 10 seconds on the clock. Crowd chanting, passes on out to Eck. Loose ball, 2-1. Don't think she'll get a shot clock off. Shot clock violation. Unable to get a shot off. Tight defense from Roush. Roush with 0 points this game, but making her presence known on defense. Crowd chanting, let's go blue. We got Filia, passes over to Roush, finds Kaiser in the paint, goes up for a shot, rolls around and goes in. Michigan has the largest lead of the game for the Wolverines, 52-44. MSU needs to make something happen or they're out of this game. With the win, Michigan will tie the top. They won't win it outright, but they'll tie the Big Ten title. Shot up by Eck, goes out of bounds. Tipped out by Hillmon is what they say. Or rather, tipped out by MSU, so it's going to be Michigan's ball.
Yeah, Michigan really looking for that double bye heading into the Big Ten tournament. And with the win tonight, they would be able to, really be comfortable going into Iowa next week, which will be a tough game, especially when you got to guard somebody like Caitlin Clark.
Oh, it's going to be an exciting one with Clark and Hillmon, the two best players in the Big Ten, going off against each other. Gonna be some fireworks. Kaiser has it on the far side, sets a pick for Roush, passes, goes up for a shot, and it's good. Roush with her first points of the game. Michigan has a 10-point lead, and it's been all them this quarter. And there we go. We got a timeout, MSU. They had no choice. They had to call that.
Yeah.
First timeout taken by either team.
That was the first time tonight, really, that we sensed the team starting to pull away, and the Spartans calling a timeout when it's absolutely necessary. Otherwise, Michigan would really start to pull away, getting it done on the defensive side. And then, Roush with her first points of the night, Kaiser getting her 8th bucket of the night, really starting to pull away, and their largest lead of the night at 10.
Yeah, and if this momentum keeps, especially only 7 minutes, 43 seconds left in the game, it's not a ton of time. At this point, even with a 10-point lead, it's not insurmountable. But Michigan, they could do some delay tactics, make sure they use all 30 seconds on every possession, and this game will quickly be out of hand for the Spartans. Get the band out in the crowd, making some noise. getting the crowd pumped.
That's
Not a ton of Maze Rage students out tonight. The bottom section is full, but beyond that, not so much.
Probably all studying, you know, tonight on this Thursday night, studying for those final
For the
exams
midterms.
before spring break.
Yeah, spring break begins at 5 p.m. tomorrow for the Wolverines. So a lot of folks who don't have classes or exams tomorrow might have left already. And those who do have classes or exams tomorrow are probably studying for those classes and exams tonight. This game isn't that late, though. The men, they've had some weeknight games that have begun at 9.
Yeah,
Those
those have been rough.
Nebraska game, Purdue game. I think the OSU game was also pretty late. Like, those are very tough.
Yeah, I mean, tough starts are late, you know. We like to go to sleep early in Ann Arbor.
I don't know about go to sleep early, but students have other plans late at night. How about that? With that, the media timeout's going to come to a close after MSU called the first timeout for either team this game. Hillmon is having a senior night she will not forget. 26 points, 7 rebounds, only 8 away from 1,000. She has 992 career rebounds. Unlikely she'll be able to make it in this one. She could probably make it in Iowa City, and if not, she'll make it in the tourney, either the Big Ten or the NCAA.
Yeah, Hillmon only needs 6 more points to tie her season high, which she had back on January 24th against Purdue. So 743, 6 points, definitely doable for a player like Naz Hillmon.
I'm curious if they might even take her out. 3 fouls and they're up by this. They might not even need her. MSU gets the inbound pass. Elk to Hagman. Picks up by Park in the paint. Finds Elk, who goes for a 3. Drains it. That's just, or misses it. I have such a bad angle from up here in the press box. No good, but Hillmon gets a rebound. Speaking of Hillmon rebounds. Pass over to Roush. Roush on the far side. Finds Nolan out by the key. Filia trying to make something happen. Floater inbound to Hillmon, who goes up for a shot, and that's going to be a foul. I believe it's shooting, too, going to send Hillmon to the line. She might get close to that season high.
I think one of the scariest things for players out on the floor is when Naz Hillmon turns and faces the basket.
Oh, yeah. You know she's either making it or she's drawing a foul.
Yeah, every time. She goes up strong or she gets the contact and then goes to the free throw line.
Hillmon dribbles, places silent, it's up, and drains it. Hillmon has had some struggles with shooting from the line tonight, but makes that one. 11-point lead, largest of the night. Dribbles, and it's up. Drains that one, too. And there you go, 12-point lead for the Wolverines. It's a loud one here in Crisler. Michigan State just trying to make something or anything happen. Eck puts it up, doesn't even hit the rim, goes out of bounds.
It's not what they wanted on that one.
Yeah, it doesn't hit the rim, doesn't hit the backboard. You got some air ball chants in the crowd. You got Kaiser gonna inbound it. Find Roush. 6 minutes 51 remaining. It's 44-56. Michigan has stepped on the gas in this one. Crowd chanting, "Let's go Michigan." As Kaiser passes to Hillmon, who puts it up, no good, blocked right there. One of the rare blocks on Naz. Quick play, acrobatic, Globetrotter style pass for MSU. Finds Hagman out for 3, it's up and no good. Now Roush has it. Trying to get a quick transition play, goes down the court and is fouled. Shooting in the paint. 2 fouls for MSU this quarter, only 1 for Michigan. As Nolan goes to the line for the first time today. She's a great free throw shooter. Goes up, it's good. Michigan just adding to their lead, 57-44. And it's up, and that one's good too. Michigan up to 14-point lead, 6 minutes, 20 seconds. MSU, if they're not out of it already, they quickly will be at this rate and this momentum. Clouden, the star player, trying to make anything happen, weaves through the Wolverines, somehow cuts through them and puts it in.
Nice little take right there.
It's now 46-58, so Michigan up by 12. Hillmon has it, looking for an open player, but she's going to hang on to it herself, loses control, and it's going to be a jump ball. Michigan hangs on to it, but not what you like to see from Naz.
That might be the only way to stop Naz Hillmon is when her back is to the basket and she's trying to post up, to have an extra defender play a little bit extra and put their hand in the cookie jar to try to get that ball away from Hillmon.
Yeah, pass out to Nolan, puts up a three, rattles around, no good. Rebounded by Farquhar, passes over to Hagman. Over back to Farquhar, goes up for a shot and is blocked by Hillmon. Goes out of bounds and Michigan State's gonna hang on to it. Beautiful block right there. Hillmon just adding to her immaculate stat line tonight. Just looking at this, it's unbelievable. She has a steal, she has a block, 8 rebounds and 28 points. Inbound, inbound immediately to Farquhar. She hits the hardwood tough. Going up for a shot. That's gonna be on Roush. And I hope she's okay. She landed right on her spine. Gonna go to the line, take 2 shots. Michigan State trying to bring it within 10. They're down 46-58 with 5:40 remaining in this one. Farquhar dribbles, goes up for the shot. No good. Both teams have been struggling from the line. We got the band behind them. It's up, and that one's drained. It's 47-58, 11-point lead for the Wolverines. Full court press. I'm kind of surprised it took them this long. Michigan breaks through it easily. Felia has it on the near side. Passes, errant pass, and it's going to be stolen by MSU on a fast break now. They got James in. Looking for an open teammate, finds Park at the key. Park sets a pick for Clouden. Looking for anyone to get open. 17 on the shot clock. Another pick, and it's going to be a timeout on Michigan State. That's their second timeout of the game, used by MSU. Michigan has yet to use any timeouts of them. Michigan up by 11 with 5 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. Very clustered standings up at the top of the Big Ten. We got Michigan nominally with the lead right now, hoping to extend it, followed by Ohio State and Maryland, and I believe Indiana and Iowa are up there too.
Yep.
All clustered within a couple of games of each other. Michigan, they beat Maryland, they beat Iowa, they beat Indiana, they beat Ohio State. So they have the tiebreaker over all those. But it's just so close, they could, any of those teams could pass them.
Yeah,
I believe all 5 of those teams have 12 wins at the moment.
Other than Indiana, Indiana's at 11-4.
Which is odd, because coming into this season, they were the favorites in the Big Ten women's basketball.
Them and Maryland. Maryland's also a really good team. Maryland was favored to win the national championship by quite a few people, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michigan shut them out twice, once in College Park and this past Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at that. I mean, with the win tonight, Michigan will most likely solidify a double bye, so meaning they will tip off Friday night, or a week from tomorrow in Indianapolis.
Yeah, and you will be there for us, so you're going to have to take some photos and give us the account. Should be a great environment in the Pacers Stadium.
Yep.
They renamed. It's not Bankers Life anymore.
It's not Bankers Life anymore. I forgot what the exact name of it is, but
it's still the Field House.
Yeah.
And it's the same building. It's just a different sponsor.
Yeah. Charlie Brigham and I will have plenty of coverage on WCBN's Twitter page as well as my Twitter page. We're going to have plenty of coverage covering Michigan at the tournament. So
a win tonight would get at least a share of the Big Ten title for the regular season. Michigan having a career season, a program best season so far for women's basketball.
Yeah, and it all was building off of last year. First time ever that Michigan women's basketball made it to a Sweet 16. To build off that, to have the best start under Kim Barnes-Arico is fantastic. And they're also continuing that right now without Leah Brown.
Exactly. Inbound pass for MSU. 5 minutes remaining. They need something to happen. 3 on the shot clock. Passes over. Step and shoot, and it's up. No good. Rebounded by Kaiser. It's still going to be 58-47. Michigan up by 11. As this game is almost in hand, but don't want the Wolverines to get complacent yet. Pass into Hillmon, trying to build on her senior night. I have a feeling they're going to leave Hillmon in for the remainder. Driving towards the basket, we got Roush, who goes up for a shot and makes it. It's going to be 60-47. Unless you're trying to be quick, brings it into the paint. Shot is up by Parks. It's blocked by Hillmon. Gets a rebound. Shot is up and a foul, this time on Kaiser. That was a controversial call. I don't know if I saw that one. Oh, it's going to be on Hillmon. Ooh.
Yeah, I thought they signaled Hillmon as well with 4 fouls. I mean, at least that's what it says up on the board.
Yeah, shots up, no good. So I guess ball don't lie on that one. Second one coming your way. Michigan up 60-47. 4:23. Shots up, rolls around, goes in. So it's going to be a 12-point lead. Verjao checks in for Hillmon. I have a feeling that's the last that Hillmon will see until maybe the final possession.
Yeah, we'll probably see her back in the game as long as Michigan can maintain this lead.
Yeah. Final possession, assuming Michigan has the lead, they'll put the seniors in. Filia has it out by the arc. Michigan, 15 on the shot clock. Looking for, ooh, hoo, hoo. Hitting the ground hard is Kaiser.
I think the referees are going
Verjao.
to want to take a look on that. Parks threw an elbow is what it seemed like.
Verjao hits the ground hard. Seeing the replay, yeah, that's an elbow. You got an eagle eye. Got such bad eyesight from up in the press box.
Yeah, the way they were trying to post up on Parks, Parks throws an elbow and then they fall over the leg of Parks and she heads to the bench.
Trying to get a player open. Inbound pass to Verjao, puts it up, no good off the side of the rim. Rebounded by Hagman, who takes it down the court. Passes over to Eck, who goes for 3, up and no good. Loose ball on the court, looks like a jump one. It's going to go to MSU. MSU had the possession arrow, so it's going to switch over to Michigan now. 60-48, as Eck is going to take the inbound pass. Down by 12 with 3:52. Michigan close to clinching this one and getting a share of the Big Ten regular season title. Ooh, big foul there again. These teams are getting physical. I know they're in-state rivals, but we got Filia hitting Clouden quite hard, and that's going to send Clouden to the line. This is how you blow the lead, make dumb fouls like this.
That's one way.
3:48. Dribbles, Clouden taking her time, puts it up. That one's good. 11-point lead for Michigan. The band's not even in it. Normally they're trying to distract it. They're not even trying. They're hot dogging it. No good. Rebounded by Verjao. Passes over to Dilk, who's back in for the first time in a moment. Looking to try to take the most time off the clock of the possession here. Passes over to Nolan, who's going to slow it down beyond the 3. Almost by the logo. Passes over to Roush. Roush to Verjao, driving towards the basket. Open lane, it's up and good.
What a beauty of a pass by Roush. Verjao drives to the basket, basically with nobody there. it would look like a Tom Brady dime pass.
I love Tom Brady so much, so you know how much I agree
I
with
had
that.
to mention him in the broadcast.
Love it. MSU has the possession now. Farquhar passes on out to Clouden. Up, no good. Clouden has 20 this game. Kind of been quiet because we've been focusing on Hillmon, but Clouden still putting up some good numbers. Verjao has it in the paint. Trying to get a shot up jumper, rolls around, no good. Loose ball, and MSU takes it. Fighting between Smith and Farquhar, but both on the same team. 49-62 with 2:37 left in this game. Michigan all but won this. Just no big mistakes here at the end. If they could milk the possessions, and they get a turnover. Wow, aggressive play style by Dilk and Verjao, and it pays off.
This type of defense can take Michigan really deep into the postseason. I mean, when you can play lockdown defense, makes it very difficult for the other teams.
Certainly. So Dilk has it, passes over to Roush, finds Kaiser, over to Nolan. A lot of three-point threats on the hardwood right now. 8 left, finds Verjao in the paint. Over to Roush, drive towards the basket, no good off the rim. Loose ball, Michigan hangs on to it. Passes over Nolan, and they'll get another 30 seconds.
Gotta love it. Players getting down on the floor, regardless of the score and how much time is left. These players are out there battling.
Exactly. Dilk has it, passes over to Roush. Dilk in the corner, 5 on the shot clock. They're gonna milk this down. Verjao goes up for a shot, no good off the rim, and this time Michigan State does get it. 1:30 left in this game. Michigan up by 13. And Michigan State unable to shoot it. Michigan gets the steal. We got Dilk. Passes over to Nolan. Over to Dilk in the far corner. Shoots a laser over to Kaiser. And 15 on the shot clock. As the game clock ticks under a minute, the whole crowd gets on their feet. This game is all but over. 6-5. We got Dilk goes up for a shot, no good. Air ball even. Instantly rebounded by MSU. Hagman passes over to Eck. Clouden goes up for a 3, doesn't even hit the rim. Almost goes out of bounds. Michigan State saves it, however. Eck goes for a deep 3. Off the backboard, no good. Michigan gets the rebound, Michigan State rather. Hangs on to it, another rebound, 30 seconds left, unable to make a shot. And a foul there. Whistle blown. That's on Clouden. That would be tough. She looks like she's having some struggle to get back up. Holding her knee. Finally finds a teammate. That can't be good. In garbage time like this, you don't want to lose your star player. Here we go. We got all the seniors back in. What did I say?
Adam Bressler out here predicting the future.
And look at that. We got Danielle Roush trying to get the crowd into it to get loud. They're chanting MVP for Naz Hillmon. That's got to be a great keystone on her 4 years here in Ann Arbor. Even some of the players are cheering it too. Imagine that, the players on the court cheering for you. This is one crazy environment here in Crisler. Naz Hillmon's final regular season game. We got Clouden taking these shots. In on the court for the Wolverines, Hillmon, Dilk, Nolan, Roush, Kaiser. So the same starting lineup, 4 seniors plus Nolan. First one's up, it's good. Gonna make it a 12-point game, 50-62, 32 seconds remaining. Gonna be a little bit of a differential. And it's up. And we got some substitutions. The seniors are coming on out. Hugging each other. This is a really special moment. This is a symbolic passing of the torch. The 4 seniors earn the hardwood, step on out of the court. Checking in for them are 4 other young players who are gonna have to pick up the podium next season. Hillmon on the sidelines, getting emotional and kind of getting the crowd fired up too. 32 seconds left, so it's going to be a 2-second differential. I have a feeling they're just going to hang on to it, even if they take the shot clock violation. Michigan up 62-51 late in this game. 16 for the Wolverines. We got Hobbs just hanging on to it at the logo. MSU's being good sports, not even trying anything, just trying to get to the buses. And that's going to be shot clock violation. Gets it over to the ref. 1.6 remaining in this game. Michigan up 62-51. This will do it. Hanging on to it is Eck, and that's it. All she wrote. Michigan Wolverines get a share of the Big Ten regular season title, 62-51 over in-state rival. And they go to Iowa City on Sunday, looking to get that title all for themselves. They control their own destiny, go into the Big Ten tournament with a strong end to the season. And this has been one heck of a season for the Wolverines.
Yeah.
One heck of a season for Naz Hillmon.
A historic season would not sum up how well this team has played all season long and how they're able to look to the bench when players aren't, playing their best. Or, this team is deep. That's the difference. Is they have deep, they have depth at the bench, they have perimeter shooters, they have a threat down low on the post like Naz Hillmon, who finished tonight with 28 points, 8 rebounds, so just too short of a double-double, but, fantastic win tonight by the Wolverines. And, that game this Sunday in Iowa, it's going to be a tough one. They get to play Caitlin Clark again, who went absolutely off last time she was here, or last time she played the Michigan Wolverines.
I feel Michigan is going to win, but there's going to be some fireworks. And that closes off the regular season for the women's basketball team at home. They might come back if they do well in the women's basketball Big Ten tournament. They could have 2 games in the NCAA March Madness in Ann Arbor. But if not, that might be it. Or the seniors here in Crisler got to take it all in and get a special one with the parents in attendance and everything. Men still have 3 games left. They got Illinois, then they got Illinois, State. Michigan State, then Iowa, and then they close off on the road in Columbus. All of that without Coach Jawan Howard. WCBN will be broadcasting the home games for the men's. Plus, we got a lacrosse men's game on Saturday you could tune into. And we'll cover any postseason hockey, men's and women's basketball. Very excited about that. Follow us on Twitter and YouTube to listen to every game. But it's been a real pleasure calling this one with you, Amer. We'd like to thank you and have a good night and go blue.